Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Transformation Tuesday, February 11th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today needs no introduction, and he's already been on the show previously. Last year, the previous year before, and so many other times. This makes his third consecutive appearance here in the Dollhouse Fashion Dolls. Please forgive me as I was being tardy trying to get ready for y'all. I hope y'all are doing awesome as I am. So without further ado, let's welcome the incredibly talented, the sexy, the handsome, the amazing Rico King. Hello.
Am I in the dark?
You sure are. Welcome.
I'm in the right place at the right times. Yes. Hello.
You look amazing. It's great to have you here. Happy 2025. Even though we're in the month of February, it's been gone on since then. So we did our last interview, I want to say last year, 2024, back in 2024 sometime. We did our last interview and you were working on some things and so many things have happened since then. So how has 2025 been for you so far? Hi, Pure
Oh,
Lugs.
it's been good. It's been good. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me back. Also, the way that you schedule your guests is just impeccable because you stay on top of things so diligently, and I respect that. So I just want to say thank you for that. The 2025 has been a really good start right out the gate. Uh, Things have been moving with getting back into the flow with auditions and things that I'm into as far as working out. There was no New Year's resolution to start working out. I just took the momentum for 2024 and just went on straight through. And I'm very happy with the way things are moving right now.
Yes.
I'm in a good place. I'm at peace. Yes.
And I see that you've been working on some fashion campaigns, which we've seen photos of, and they look amazing. You look amazing. And New York Fashion Week is fixing to wrap. So now we're heading into another fashion week, which would be London Fashion Week. So it's a lot going on. It's moving by so fast. It's award season. We just got through with the Grammys, the Met Gala. It's a lot that is coming up. So what else are you looking forward to in the year of 25?
2025. What I'm looking forward to, more personal development, more quality time with the ones I love, career wise, to up my skill set, to get better with that in that area in regards to dance and movement. And when I'm in front of crowds, how to really be aware of what they are looking for and bring the best. Even though it might not be spot on, they're going to get authentically me.
And that you are from watching you behind the scenes at the photo shoot for these fashion brands. And you might have seen Rico in stores, you might have seen billboards of him, posters of him. To those of who are watching, is like, who is Rico King? So I had to bring you back for this season, for my 19th season. And I'm
19.
blessed to say this far, and I'm
Wow.
proud to see what you're doing. Thank you. We are fixing to hit 800 episodes. We are on the road to 800, and it's just about consistency. Both of us have been consistent, and I referenced you in one of my interviews as well too, as to manifestation, because I noticed that, and I think we touched on this either the second or the first interview, that you write things down on sticky notes, an affirmation every day, and you paste it on the board, and then you have a jar with affirmations as well too, and you stay so motivated and encouraged. And I know during these times, what are some advice that you would give to people as to staying motivated? Because there's like so much tension in the air, so many emotions, so many people are feeling things or are by affected by things that are going on.
Yes, it's true. I'm actually in a place right now where I'm taking my own advice with that. Staying with the same habits and principles, that have carried me this far. But when it comes time to the application for myself, it's very important right now for me to practice what I've been writing and, and stay on track with that. I was just talking to my godson's father, Pierre, today while I was at the gym. And I was letting him know, I'm being very transparent with him, letting him know, hey man, it's just good to see your face.
Yeah.
I have been sticking to the script and just filling him in on things that have been going on in my life. and I was just telling him, hey man, I miss you. I want to see you. And our conversation wasn't just all sunshine and rainbows. It was really about me being able to express to him this time
Yeah.
rather than being the one that takes the listener, rather than me just being the listener, but I actually having someone listen to me. So it felt really good to have Pierre uh, just sit back and just absorb what I had to say and let him know the season that I was in and that I know that it's temporary and that I will move past it. But we all, as human beings, go through those times, get in those times where we're overthinking or just in our head. And that just
Oh
happens
yeah.
to be where I am at this current time in my life. And I'm just glad I have people like him and others that are willing to stand in my corner.
And I said this yesterday on the show with my colleague. Now's the time. We were talking about being vigilant and uh, creating villages, and more importantly, creating community, forming community, and organizing and working together, reaching out to family members, reaching out to loved ones that you haven't heard from in years. That was one of the points that he made yesterday when he was on the platform and we caught up, because we've known each other for a long time and we're not always able to keep in touch with each other because of what we do. He's out there networking and doing his thing. We both worked in radio as well too, and with us having that experience, we're not always going to be able to see each other or communicate with each other. But when we get that chance, we text and we reach out to each other, and he'll reach out to me, or my brother K Tukes will as well too. So it's important that we make sure that we are reaching out to the loved ones and being able to be vulnerable and share those things with them. Like, I haven't seen my brother in a couple days, but my father just talked to him. I think we're fixing to get some snow again pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to that because they were the best. And I think that also brought our families together, because with us being so engulfed in technology, we're always on the phone 24/7.
Mhm.
I think that it is best that we spend time with the loved ones. And I think those snow days were very beneficial and helped out a lot.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Looking at the upside of things, the 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 stereotypical opinion rather of having snow isn't a very good one in general because it keeps people from being outside. But however, like you said, look at the bright side of things, what you can do, how it can bring people that you love and care about and want to spend time with. Use that time for just that. And again, just to finish the point of what you had asked me, having a community is very important, and um, having Pierre at this time listen to me, it truly meant a lot. So the advice I would have that I would give for other people would be to make sure that you do have a village, a touch point of people that you can count on that's going to stand with you through thick and thin. It truly does help. It truly does help.
absolutely. And I would also say this as well too. We have to be mindful and protect our mental health space and energy as well. That is definitely a must. That was something that I also touched on to as well yesterday.
Yeah, and
Was
let's talk about it again today. Really, that's what I told Pierre while I was on the elliptical and we were having this conversation earlier. I told him, I said, listen, when I go on this podcast, it's not just going to be all the highlights of things that's been going on. Uh, I'm going to just be real with Stevie. You know, we've had a couple of episodes where it could have gone that direction where it got deeper, but, you know, we kept it light. But if this one happens to be the one where we go and talk about mental health, I'm going to be very candid and straightforward, you know, and that's what I'm here to do today, to tell people, you know, don't think that it's permanent. It is temporary. Seasons do pass, and you know, the one that I happen to be in right now, I'm staying diligent. I'm doing my part in keeping up with the things that produce uh, fruit in my life. You know, with my auditions and working out and spending time with loved ones and being a good steward of my finances. I'm doing those things, but even though those things happen, even though those things are in place, we still have to be very mindful of spiritual warfare.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that's what it is. I'm, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but yes, man, just as much as I am uh, a, a believer of a higher power, I know that there are low vibrations that are sent as well from people and just things that I happen to think about and view. There was a fight in the gym, Stevie. There was a fight in the gym yesterday, and you know I'm very mindful about what I hear and what I see. I'm very vigilant of that because those things still play after the fact. After things are over, we can still recall those, and then they can mess with us at the time. And for me, you know, I reached out to the guy. I knew him, and his name's Eric. He's doing well, but I never seen him in that light before, having to go into that mode. So that was my first time seeing him like that. So I reached out to him on my way back home. I was like, "Hey, bro, you all right? Everything okay?" And you know, we had a small little conversation. But that's one of my gym brothers, you know, and I cared, and it just wasn't someone that I wanted to see that happen to, you know.
Right.
And I'm not the one that's going to pull out their phone and go live as it's
Record.
happening and do all that. I just wanted to make sure he was okay, and thankfully he is, and you know, and hopefully he'll still be able to come to the gym, and we can continue from there. But that's what I'm saying. What we see, what we hear, the people we associate with, all that matters. All that matters.
And I think it's also important that we unplug. I said that yesterday on the show as well too. Do not let so many things consume us. Make sure that we are unplugging and not letting every little thing consume us. And my mother always would tell me this. She would tell me this. She would tell me, see and don't see. That means pay attention to the obvious, pay attention to it. Yes, it's there, but make sure that you also don't let too much of it consume you, because if you do, it will wear you thin.
That
So,
that's right, Stevie. My best friend Derek Carr said something to the effect of what you just said.
mhm,
He phrased it: learn to observe and not absorb. Learning to observe what's happening, but don't let it absorb you. So our emotions and everything can be good indicators, but they don't have to be good decision makers in what we do. You know, we can be observant of what's happening or what someone's saying. But we don't have to subscribe to that. We have to be very protective of that. It can drain our energy. We only get 24 hours in a day, and we get a renewed bank each morning to do with whatever we want. So we have to be guardians of that for sure.
and that is something that me and you both are keen on, which is making sure that when we get up in the morning, we're always motivating and encouraging. And some of the messages that I've gotten from people that view the platform are saying, well, thank you for putting out just a motivational word in the morning. At every morning at 3 a.m., I do it. I don't know what it is, why I do it at that time or why, but every morning I always drop an inspirational quote. And then I also go into my affirmations as well too. And these things have been helping people along the way. We need this.
Yeah.
So again, write little reminders down. And I know a lot of people have gotten into gratitude journaling, writing down the things that they want to work on, that they want to improve on. And if you guys go to my stories, yes, there's fashion there because I know you guys are going to ask. It's a lot of fashion and glam and all of that. But I posted my wall of women and then I showed my vision board.
Mhm.
And I showed you guys my mental checklist of things that I've already accomplished on that vision board. So the other part I didn't show you guys that I'm going to show you guys is I wrote something on my mirror using my lipstick and I put believe. It's still there. I haven't erased it. Every morning when I get up and I wipe the coal out of my eyes, it's a fresh day for me. I look at that word believe. And then I go and I start having my conversation with God. And not only after the conversation with God, but I go into my morning affirmations. And one of the affirmations that I keep saying every morning, and I say this every interview, is that I am surrounded by people who uplift me, who people who love me, who people who adore me, people who make me feel good, and vice versa. So the energy that you put out, you will get back in return, and vice versa. So
I
I'm
love
making
that.
sure that I always put out good energy because a lot of people need it right now. We're feeling so many different
Yeah,
emotions. It can be rage, it can be depression, it can be sadness, it can be despair, it can be hopelessness, it can be all of these things. Yeah, I was mad, I was angry,
for
and I
sure.
still am, but I've learned to tap that anger and that venom that I have inside of me, and I've put it into journaling and using this platform to be a beacon of light to other people.
That's so
So
great
here
that
can also
you have that. It's so great that you have this platform to exercise those those areas in your life that you want. You know, Contriel is here. Jason, the photographer. Hello, guys. I love shooting with Jason. He's amazing. I haven't seen Contriel in so long. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for the shout out. Yeah, having tools in place to help you in those times. It doesn't have to just be just the good times that everything's not a highlight reel. You know, when you really need them, count on those. Have them in place. Just like you said, have them in place and ready to go when you need them.
absolutely. And I asked my guests, one of my guests, this question: what color would you describe your mood and energy currently? Like last season, when we did our last interview, it was for me, the colors were purple, blue, and silver. This season, it is just platinum, platinum for me, because just like all of these good things have been happening in 2025 to me for some reason, like, wow, it's all aligning, it's all coming together. So, what color would you describe your mood currently?
My current color mood. I'm gonna go with the first color that came to mind was turquoise.
Mm,
Turquoise. No, it's called lavender, isn't it? Lavender is the
that's my favorite color.
yeah, lavender would be. I choose that. I chose that color because it's a color of peace and serenity. And
Mm.
the smell of lavender
It's very
is very,
relaxing.
very relaxing. And most of my moods, over 50% of my moods, when people ask me, how are you doing? My immediate response has been, I'm at peace. I'm at peace. So lavender matches that current mood, and it's a good place to be. When I have the camera on, whatever it calls for, I'll deliver. But as soon as that camera goes off, I go right back to the lavender and being at peace.
And
I hope that
that's
answers your
definitely
question.
no, it definitely does because when you're on set, you transform, but when you're off, you take everything off. I can be bare, I can be myself. It's like stripped down to me. I'm back to me. I've given this beautiful image for this magazine or this publication or this billboard, and now I can go back to me. And
Right, yes. Or the
yeah,
stage. Because as a performer, that's that's what I do, but I'm not that 24/7. When I when the lights are off and the crowd starts to go home, I can be more reserved then. But when it's time to perform, sure enough, I'm not just going to be unplugged. I'm plugged in. I'm ready to go. But when it's time to go home, it's time to go home, man. Until next time.
Absolutely. 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 You have to turn it on and then turn it off.
Yeah, yeah. And I've seen people who I'm pretty sure they're called extroverts. Uh, they're just that way. And I don't know how they have enough in them to stay that way. But I look at it and I just think to myself, they are operating on 100. And I just can't imagine someone expecting me to be that way when I'm really not.
24/7.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I would feel like an imposter if I tried to keep that going.
As an extrovert, because you guys know I'm a Scorpio and I have a lot of energy inside of me. I'm always on the go 24/7. There are times when I'm just like, okay, I need to rest, I need to recharge. Because if we don't, then we'll wear ourselves thin. And I said this the last time to one of my guests. I said, our bodies are like cars. What happens when a car runs out of gas? It goes on E. So we have to refill, we have to replenish, we have to rest. And every day for me, I wake up in the morning, I make sure I get my 8 hours of sleep. I pray, I talk to God, and I do my affirmations. And that's why I've been so relaxed. I've been angry, but I'm relaxed and calm because I know it's going to be all right. Whatever's going on is going to be all right. And my mother's assured me. So even though we're adults, we're grown-ups, we still go and we talk to our elders for that advice, for that knowledge,
Yeah.
and they will give it to us. My grandmother is 80 years old, y'all, and
Keep
she's
on living,
still
Grandma. Keep
still
on living.
has the spirit of a 20-year-old. And she'll still curse you out now. But I'm thankful to have her. I'm blessed to have her. I just saw her. My aunt just brought her over. And we were just talking briefly about hair and stuff like that, girl stuff. But I was happy to see her, blessed because she's experienced life. She has knowledge. When my mom's stressed out, she'll call her. If I'm stressed out or I'm worried about something, I'll call my grandmother.
Mhm.
Some people don't have their grandmother or their mother to pick up the phone and call.
This is
So
true. I was just speaking with my aunt, Sweet Pea. She received a gift I sent her. I sent her we spoke about this just a little while ago. The quotes. This book here is out, one of my for 2025. It's a collection of the quotes. So that's her right there, Aunt Sweet Pea. I dedicated this edition to her. Um, yeah, Geraldine Cook. She lives in Louisville, Kentucky, and I keep a I keep these quotes as you know. So and I write them on the board, and some of them resonate with me more than others. So I collect the best ones and I put them in here. This is my second edition. I did it in 2024 as well. Um, Shout out to Scott West who helped me put this together. But every week you get a new quote, and it'll take you through to the next week. We're in week, what's this? This is week 7. So can I read this week's
yes,
quote?
yes.
So for February 9th, February 9th through the 15th, this week's quote says, "You're in a season where all they can take from you is notes.
Mm.
You're in a season where all they can take from you is notes." That's bold, sold, and told. That's really believe in your calling and your purpose and walk in it. And whatever is in your way is going to be moved. It's going to be moved for you to do what you are put on this earth to do. And people can witness that. People can witness that. But just stay on the path, stay steady, and then you're in a, just be in your season where all they can take from you is notes. Because we will not be denied, we will not be stopped, and no is not a permanent thing. It's just a temporary thing.
As it pertains to no, you guys know my theory about that. Um, no is on spelled backwards. And I've encountered a lot of challenges as a black woman hosting this platform, from being told, no, you're too dark. You're not what we're looking for. And originally, I wanted to get into modeling, but I said, no, what? Nah, let's take up something else. So I went into cosmetology and hosting. I've got a passion for hosting and writing and just fashion. That's where it all came from.
Mm-hmm.
But being told no, that fueled me even more. And that's how my platform, Style by Stevie, got created. I created it right after high school, 2016. And I'm 31 years old now, y'all. So I have a nephew, and he's about to be in his terrible twos. A lot has happened since then. But I say that to say this: growth. That no, as Rico just said, that no could be a temporary no. But then when you go back, because I've seen a lot of actors say, I didn't get the role on the first try, or, I've gotten to maybe come back and read for this part, and they'll give me a call back elsewhere, or they'll send me an email. So that no could just be that temporary thing. And I mentioned this TED Talks all the time. It was a guy, and he was trying to present a pitch for a pharmaceutical company, for a brand, and they told him no.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he went back in for the meeting the next day, he got confirmed. He got it. It's like Shark Tank. When you go on Shark Tank and you are trying to do a pitch for a business, and either Barbara Corcoran or Damon, I think his name is Damon
Yeah,
John, they will
the
say
frugal
either
guy.
no or yes. They'll give you this. So yes, it could be, no, not right now at this time. Come back and work on something better. And then they could give you that yes when you come back. So you see how no works, but never let anybody tell you no. I've had a lot of no's. I've had a lot of objections. I didn't get interviews. I wanted to interview certain people, but I just didn't get them because
Mm.
people didn't believe in me. They didn't take me seriously. But now I'm at a point in my life where I can say, I think I've officially established myself. I've
Yeah,
made a name
this
for
is
myself.
you. This is
And
this is for you then. Yeah. Those interviews that you didn't get and you kept on persevering and staying resilient. Now you're in the season where all they can do is take notes.
absolutely. Absolutely. And my colleague, now's the time, yesterday said the exact same thing. He was just like, look at you, you've grown so much. So much is different about you. And that's for a lot of people. When you've been told no all your life and you've had so many doors closed in your face, no one can tell you nothing. Because at this point, we know that no means on, game on. So I love when somebody challenges me. I'm a fireball. And
Mm.
I've always been that way since I was 7 years old. And growing up with siblings, I have four brothers, two sisters. And out of all the siblings, I've always been the one that would like to run around in circles, meaning that I would always go to the beat of my own drum
Mm.
and be outspoken. And I would get in trouble, yes,
That comes
but
with it.
it was worth it. It was worth it because look where I'm at now. I'm at the prime of my life. And when you're at the prime of your life, when you're happy and people around you are happy for you, what else could go wrong? But you still have those obstacles as far as the world and what's going on, social change, all of these things, we're seeing it unfold. This right here, my mother said it was literally the Battle of Armageddon. So we are literally having to put on our armor and be in battle mode 24/7. But we also have to realize while we're in battle mode that we have to make sure that we take off our capes and our armor and rest as well too. So
Yes.
trust me, I'm seeing it all unfold, everything that is going on, but you still have to make sure that you are resting and taking care of you. And that is something that I preach a lot about on my platform is self-care. So every day when you guys see me come on looking amazing, looking beautiful, that is because I've taken that rest. I've realized that it's time to rest. I listen to my body, and a lot of people, we think that we can just keep going and keep going and keep going. But listen to your body because your body won't lead you
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, resting, I've heard it said, resting to renew your reserves is different
Yes.
than resting to avoid your day. Resting to renew your reserve is different than resting to avoid your day. You know, everyone needs sleep, and it's not about how much you sleep. It's about what you do when you're awake. You know, get as much as you need. But when you get up, get to it. Get to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And one thing I've learned also as it pertains to that is we have to make sure that we are also checking on others as well too.
Yeah.
Now I know my mom is like, I'm tired. I've seen sadness in her. I've seen all of these different emotions. It's so crazy because it's like the tables have turned. You're grown up, you're an adult, and the person who birthed you and brought you into this world, you're seeing them hurting and in pain, and now you're having to be like the parent to them, even though they're still the parent. But and they've taught you everything you need to know, but you still have to uplift them. And there are days when I have to encourage my mother
Yeah.
and let her that it's gonna be all right. We might be in some dark times. It might seem like the world is on your back, but still you're here, you're alive, you're breathing. And
Yep.
I'm thankful to wake up every morning and open my eyes, to have breath in my body, to have a tongue, which can be a powerful thing to spread knowledge to so much people, to be able to encourage people in these dark times. So say I am thankful for those things. We say
Hmm.
Thanksgiving, but the real things to be thankful for we have right inside of us, and that is life, that is knowledge, that is the gift of being able to give back and encourage others. And when we say rich, I want to be rich. I want a lot of money. I want all of these things. And Terry T. Miles said this. He said a lot of people want to be rich, but he said no. That rich, when I think of rich, I think of being rich in spirit. I think of being rich in knowledge. I think of being rich in influence. I think about encouraging people. Being rich, that's what being rich means to him. And that's something that he said when we did our interview. And that has stuck with me since then because I'm just like, wow, I have all of these things. I
That's
have the
beautiful.
knowledge, I have the gift. And someone else said that I had a strong chi. When you have a strong energy or a strong chi, and people bounce off of your vibe and your energy,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
amazing. Because I'm
that's
feeling
why I'm
like,
here. I'm letting you
yes,
know. I mean, this is my first interview of the year. However, others, we scheduled this a while back. Like I said, you're on top of your game. But there's other people who have reached out to me who I didn't interview with. So I'm very selective with where I spend my time, and it's because of the chemistry that we've developed over our time. You know, as we've gotten to know each other better and the way that we communicate. There's certain people that I feel I click with, and it is because of that. What you just said, the energy that you receive and give. So it's back and forth. We volley it very well, if you will. Yeah.
absolutely. And someone said that to me. I was like, strong chi. And they were just like, what is it about her? What is it about her that's so mysterious? Someone else asked me that question in an interview. I'm a very private person. I don't reveal myself to the world. And a lot of people can get that knowledge of my guests asking me questions. In one of our interviews, we did the turn the table segment, and my guests get to ask me questions. So
Mm,
people learn a little bit about me through the guests' questioning. And that is sort of a way for me to open myself up to the world because I don't reveal a whole lot. But just for me revealing bits and pieces and coming out of the shell layer by layer by layer. Now it's just like I'm an open book to the world and I'm ready to share that. I'm ready to share certain parts of my life with the world. But when you're in a place like that, that's sacred. You're sacred. You're divine. So I understand the meaning of when someone says you have a strong chi, your aura is so strong. And it's because I don't know. It all trickles back to zodiac signs. I'm a water sign. So Scorpios were very passionate, and that I am. I'm very passionate. Um, I'm fiery, feisty. I have a lot of fight in me. Another thing that people bounce off and relate to is just vulnerability. I know when it's a time to be vulnerable, when it's a time to be emotional, rather than to always have your guard up all the time. So yes, show that emotion. Well, and that's something that I've had to work on as well too, which is not keeping everything bottled up inside
hmm
and not sharing it. And every zodiac sign, it can be Scorpio, whatever. We keep things bottled up. It's just like, I don't want to talk about it. It's gonna make me mad. It's gonna make me sad. It's gonna make me feel all of these different things. But now I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, okay, now it's time to open the book and let people know exactly how you truly feel. So again, when I say I'm at the prime of my life, I'm at the prime of my
You
life. And that
tapped in.
is
You
from
tapped in.
growth. Yeah, that is from growth. Growth. 31 years of living and being here, being alive and existing
I'm
and
happy for you,
seeing
Stevie.
things. And I'm happy that you're on this journey with me. I know it's been a lot for a lot of us. And I know that you guys that are watching are feeling so many different emotions, seeing everything that's going
Yeah,
on, feeling hopelessness, feeling worry, feeling despair, feeling all of these things. I want you guys to know that it is going to be okay, fashion dolls. You'll live. We've been through the worst. And I made this little joke. Someone called me a chameleon because I'm always able to adapt to change and adapt to so many different things in my surroundings. That is true. I always keep it cool. But I want you guys to adapt to that same mentality as well, to be chameleons. Blend in, but don't fold. Don't bend the knee, if you know where I'm going. Um, and also, more importantly, make sure that you are staying original and true to who you are. Originality is key, and you are the best version of yourself. So that's what other advice that I would share to people. Never let anybody dull you down or try to erase you. Your existence is valid. So you're needed, and we need you. So
that's
take that
good.
time, rest, and be in your rest period. I'm sorry, you were saying?
No, I was just complimenting you on what you had just shared. It's good for the audience to hear that, you
Yeah,
know. It's good for your guests to hear that too. So thank you.
anytime, anytime. So, because I know so many people, I'm looking at your posts and I'm seeing your posts and I'm seeing what's going on. It's just like, oh God, I wish I could just take my hand. If my hand had magic powers and I was there with the person, I could just touch them and make everything in their world just go away. But I can't do that. We can't do that. Realistically, we cannot do that. But just a word alone can go a long way.
It
So
sure
for
can.
people, yeah,
There's one of my social media uh, followers. Her name's Tammy. She reached out to let me know that one of the posts that I made this year impacted her. And I've
see,
received those over the years from different people. But this year, she was the first to let me know that. And it does affect the way that it reminds me of why I do this. I not only do it for me, but every now and then I may share something on that board. It's right there. That's why I'm looking up over there. I'll share something on that board that's not just for me. The message that I write on it isn't just meant for me. I'm the vessel that God put the pen in my hand and had me write on that board. And whoever decides to tap on that story and read it, it may just be for them too. So today's message, February 11th, says the most underrated skill in life, the ability to show up even when you don't feel like it.
yeah, see.
That is one of the most underrated skills in life. And why did I choose to write that today? That touched my heart this morning. So whoever else that's needed, that's intended for, that's there. When you follow me on Instagram, that's a constant. That's going to be there every day because it's helped me, and hopefully it'll help more people. I trust that it will. I believe that it will.
And it will, just from this conversation alone, that also helps me.
Yeah,
From people hearing from other people how you're feeling. And it's just like you're speaking on something that I can relate to. It's like you're saying what I'm thinking. So that's the key thing. We want to be able to relate to a lot of people out here. Because again, I know you guys feel all of these different emotions. Trust me, I worry. I was scared too, but now I'm just like, I don't know. Like the inner warrior, the inner tiger is just ready to come out. And I'm always in warrior mode. I'm always ready to bat for people, always ready to fight. Not physically, but stand up vocally for people and let them know. It's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be all right, and I'm gonna be here to encourage you every step of the way. I said
Yeah.
that yesterday when I did my interview. Well, catch up with my colleague. Now's the time. Yesterday, told him it wasn't even really an interview. It was more so like a catch up, a conversation.
I feel
You
that
know,
this
just
is like that too.
and that's what I do. I try to not make it more so like an interview where I'm professional and people are nervous because I think the first time we met, you were nervous, like, what do you want to interview me about? And that's something that a lot of people ask me when I reach out to them about coming on the show on the platform. They think it's something bad, or they think it's going to be like, like a gossip, like a TMZ type thing. And it was just like, no, no, not at all. This is intimate. This is up close. This is personal. This is you telling your story. Unparalleled, no guidelines, no rules. This is you
Yeah.
telling your story.
For I think
And
in our first interview was just a matter of uh, finding out how you wanted how you wanted it to go, so I could see what how I wanted to navigate as well through it. So we were just learning each
and
other
getting
in the beginning.
to know each
Yeah,
other. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So we had to build to this point. We could have fast forward past all the stuff, but if they want to hear, the earlier stages of how we got to this point, just go to the other, archives and check them out. I'm
Yes.
sure you have them
Yes.
available for people. So
It is there. So you guys can be able to go back and check those interviews out. And special thanks to my brother K Tukes for helping me retrieve them. I remember my other page got hacked and I messaged Rico and I let everybody know that those interviews are gone. But my brother K Tukes, I don't know how he did it, but he retrieved our interviews and they are up on the Style by Stevie channel. So make sure you guys head on over and subscribe. And it's like a periodical timeline of different you'll see a lot of different fashions, a lot of different looks, and some of them I'm just like,
the
I shouldn't have
evolution,
worn that.
the
You'll see a
evolution.
lot of things, but I'm always changing. I don't like to stay the same. I'm a woman, we always change our hair, we always change our looks. I don't like to stay the same, so I'm always going to reinvent myself and come back 10 times better. So chameleon, I gladly receive that title. I receive it.
Yeah.
But yes,
What else
so
you got for me?
we're gonna get into some Black History Month trivia
I remember
before we let
you
Rico go.
mentioning that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Since February is Black History Month, Fashion Dolls, we are going to get into some Black History Month trivia with Rico here. And then we're going to give our final thoughts. And I'm also going to give you the Black History Month fact of today. And then we'll wrap. All right. So let's get into it. All right, Fashion Dolls, here are some Black History Month trivia questions. All right. So the first one is, who was the first Black student to integrate Little Rock Central High School in 1957?
I don't know. It was a girl though, right?
It was a woman. Yes,
Yeah.
it was a woman.
I remember the photos, the pictures of her walking through the 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 tunnel because they lined up on both sides and she had her books and I was like, ooh,
It was
ooh, that's
Ruby
good.
Dee. And then the other one was Elizabeth Eckford of Little Rock, of the Little Rock Nine. Yeah.
Repeat that again. Who are they?
Elizabeth Eckford of the Little Rock Nine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What
What's next?
civil rights? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was
No,
talking
no.
to you.
What you got next? Give me a number.
What civil rights leader founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference? And he gave his famous speech in D.C. that we all know. That's
My
it.
grandfather, Dr. Martin Luther King.
That is it. Yes.
No, my name is Rico King. So people, are you related to? No, I'm not.
Which activists unaliving in Mississippi in 1955 galvanized the civil rights movement? And they made a movie based off of him. And I think Whoopi Goldberg, she had something to do with production as well too.
Mm. Can I have the initials, please?
E.T.
Yeah.
Give me that black card, Rico.
Uh, nah, I can't have it revoked. Let me take a guess. E.T. Oh boy. No, I don't. No.
Emmett Till. It was Emmett
Wait,
Till.
what was the
Till,
question?
which activist is unaliving in Mississippi in 1955 galvanized the civil rights movement? And it was
Oh,
Emmett Till.
okay, yes. I would have said that I didn't understand the question. Unaliving meaning,
Yes.
yeah, okay, now I get it. Yeah, did you see the movie? They have one out.
Till, yes,
Mhm.
and Whoopi Goldberg was in it, and it was just a powerful film. If you guys haven't seen it, especially in this time right now, our people, we need to be out here doing our research, history, and everything. But them trying to erase our existence in history. Make sure that you're going back and checking out films like this. And shout outs to the National Black Justice Coalition as well too for asking what films can we watch for Black History Month. Um, Selma Lord Selma with Journey Smollett, amazing actress, and she's very young in that film. That's another one. The Long Walk Home with Whoopi Goldberg is a great one. Selma by Ava DuVernay is a great one, and I just recently interviewed Kenny Cooper, who was also in Selma as well too,
All
which
right.
was an Oscar-nominated film. So make sure you guys are, make sure Black people, my people, our people, make sure that we are doing our research on our history. It's important and critical, especially with everything that's going on now. And not just for Black History Month, but every day. Okay, this one is very easy. Which Black woman became the first self made female millionaire in the US, founding a hair care empire in the early 1900s?
Hair care. And you said it's easy. All right, give me the hint.
Uh, her last name starts with a W.
Oh, man. Tell us who it is.
It's Madam C.J. Walker
Madam C.J. Walker. Now,
or
what?
Sarah Breedlove. Chef Ladybug, yes, come on now. Y'all know it. The audience knew
Well,
it.
feel free to put it in the comments if you know it before I answer. Next time. Okay, so what was the hair care product called?
She put her name on it. She had hair growth because during the time women were out working in the fields, and she also invented the hot comb. So women were suffering from hair loss, alopecia and hair loss back in the day, and she wanted a product to help women grow their hair. And she had colleges. She had a lot of things. So then her daughter, Aaliyah Bundles, created what is it? I can't remember the name of her line. I think it's called Madam. And we seen it in Walmart. She reinvented the hair care. She rebought it back, her mother's hair care formula, and I use it. It's pretty
Okay,
good. So
all
it's
right.
yeah,
We have a
definitely go
we
and
have a
check it out.
comment from Chef Ladybug.
She said
Come on.
that's cheating. Yep,
Oh,
they can't give you the answer.
well, I was thinking more in terms, Chef, of if you do it and write it in there, I wouldn't be able to say what you wrote. It would be like you buzzing in first. So it'd be like, let's go to whoever wrote the comment that way. That's what I meant by writing it.
All right, the last one. In 2021, Kamala Harris became the first black woman and South Asian American to hold which political office?
Vice President?
That's it. Boom. Okay.
Yeah.
So there we have it. Fashion dolls, Black History Month trivia.
Yes,
Um,
and I also have some facts, some on my story about in fashion, since this is all fashion related,
yeah.
well, aspects of it with this collaboration, this interview. Go to my story and you'll see the top brands where they got the ideas from African culture. It's all there. There's a whole story on it. You can see it. It's in 1 minute captured in 1 minute.
And I'm also going to say this as well too, is working in the fashion world. Make sure that you guys are supporting Black fashion designers. out here. New York Fashion Week, I think, is closing. This week is the last week for it, but you're going to see a lot more black fashion designers. In Essence Magazine and Hello Beautiful, a lot of them have posted, hey, some of the black designers that are going to be designing for London Fashion Week, because I'm pretty sure that's the next one, Paris and New York. And it's everywhere. But make sure that you are staying in tune to these black designers out here that are on the runway doing their things. All
Yes.
right.
Also, there's a commercial on my story from uh, a tribute to Jackie Robinson uh,
Yes.
from the History Channel, so you can check that out too. I play a bartender in that, along with Renrick Palmer, who plays Jackie Robinson. And there's a tribute of for the National Negro League, where I played a baseball player from Newark, New Jersey, number 14, Eric Doby. That was my role. And in that tribute, it aired on Fox Sports. So there's a little something for you if you wanted a little more uh, content pertaining to Black History Month.
And also on this day, this was the day also for those of you who do not know that Nelson Mandela was also freed from prison on this day. And then soon later, he would have been running for president. In 1990, February 11th, 1990,
19.
he was freed from prison on this day. So, yes, 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 yes. Make sure that you definitely will look at your story. Yes, a lot of information there and a lot of encouragement in Rico's stories. So make sure you guys please go and check that out. Before we wrap, I'm gonna let Rico give the final thought. I'm gonna give you the Black History Month fact, and then I'm gonna get the final thought. Chef Ladybug asked, "Are you from Jersey?"
No, chef. No, I live in Jersey. I've lived here for many, many years. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Final thought, Rico, before we she
Yes,
said Jersey thought.
yes,
I'm not
city.
rushing. I'm not rushing. Let me catch myself because I want you guys to be able to answer your questions. Go ahead and ask your
Yes,
questions, Fashion Dolls.
I'm in Jersey City. Where are you located? You can write it right there so I can see. Thank you.
And what I love about my audience is that everybody's scattered out everywhere. You got some from Jersey, you got some from Atlanta, you got some from Florida, California. Everybody's everywhere.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm reachable here. R King 6312. That's RKING 6312 on all platforms. And this has been a pleasure. I'm glad we got to do this. Thank you once again.
And
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It helped brighten my day.
yes, in the UK. And speaking of UK, the magazine that I write for, Original Magazine UK, is in the UK. So yes, thank you. I'm back again. Viewers all over the world. So I thank y'all all from different parts of the world just coming in every single day to watch my interviews, to watch the guests tell their stories, and to take something away from it insightful. I want you guys to have an escape, escape from everywhere out that's going everything that's going on. I want you guys to have an escape.
Yes, it's good. It's good to have an outlet like this to subscribe and to tune into for just a good feeling. You leave better than you came. The feeling that you have when you leave here. I
And I
know
get
I do personally. I appreciate you each and every time. This is our third, and I'm looking forward to many more to come.
and I'm gonna bring you back. I'm gonna bring you back again in the springtime. Thank
Okay, okay. If y'all happen to see a Royal Caribbean uh, commercial airing for the ship called Utopia, you may see a familiar face in it. So it's on television now. I shot that back in August. Uh, yeah, it's that's all right now. I don't have anything else coming out as of yet, but that's what I wanted to leave you with. Put something in the pipeline in 2024 that's now coming out now, and I'm doing my work and staying focused on the best is yet to come. So appreciate y'all.
you. Absolutely. And I'm back again. I try, but I don't always catch you. And I always leave the replays up. So in case you guys missed it, you can go back and catch the replay. And also head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie. You can watch the interviews from beginning to end. And Chef Ladybug, and shout outs to my girl Pure Luxe Salon, black owned. And this woman works with every hair texture from 3A to 3B. Amazing.
Can
So
she work with
please go and check.
this?
She can work with
Can
you.
you work with this stuff up here? Okay, good. Thank you.
Love this interview, Stevie. Thank you, girl. Thank you, Chef Ladybug. You showed me so much love. Y'all showed me so much love from the nation. Thank y'all all so much. Friday is Valentine's Day. So, of course, we got shows lined up. And she says, yes, she can work with you.
Appreciate that.
So, final thought, Fashion Dolls, before we wrap. Um, Rico, what are some words of encouragement that you would like to leave with the Fashion Dolls?
I'll just leave you with the quote for the next week coming up from February 16th through the 22nd, week 8 of 2025. It says, "Stop waiting for the right time. Time isn't waiting for you."
Yes. And today's final thought also ties into that as well too, and it comes from Pablo Picasso. He says, never permit a dichotomy to rule your life, a dichotomy in which you hate what you do so you can have pleasure in your spare time. Look for a situation in which your work will give you as much happiness as your spare time. I want you guys to remember that. Find the joy in the midst of chaos. So, in these times, we must find joy. It's a lot going on, but I want you guys to find joy, find happiness. What makes me happy is doing this platform, making sure that I'm on keeping you guys encouraged every single day, Fashion Dolls. And that is what makes me happy. So, don't allow a dichotomy to rule your life. Don't allow certain things to take over your life, certain obstacles to hinder you and hold you back. So remember that. And today's Black History Fact is about Camp Atwater. Camp Atwater is a cultural, educational, and recreational camp designed for the children of African American professionals. Now, this camp was founded in 1921 by Dr. William D. Berry, and it was located in North Brookford, Massachusetts, and it was initially named St. John's Camp. Now, in 1926, the name was officially changed to Camp Atwater when Miss Mary Atwater donated $25,000 with the stipulation that the camp's name honor was would honor her late father, Dr. David Fisher, a well-known and distinguished physician in the town. Now, the camp is the oldest American camp association accredited for African American owned and operated camp in the nation. So, Camp Atwater is today's Black History Month Fashion Dolls. And I leave you with that. So, joining me tomorrow, we have Dante, the spoken creator himself, joins me. And Rico, as always, it was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, thank you. I'll see you soon.
You too, and I'll send you those dates and we'll keep each other
All
updated.
right. Goodbye, everyone.
Take care.